In his 1912 book Werewolves, Elliott O'Donnell recounted the following conversation. A lady I met some years ago told me that she had seen a ghost, which she believed to be that of a werewolf. She was walking home alone late one evening when she saw on the path directly in front of her the tall gray figure of a man with a wolf's head. Advancing forward, this creature was preparing to spring on a large rabbit that was crouching on the ground, too terror-stricken to move, when the abrupt appearance of a deer bursting through the bushes caused it to vanish. Prior to this, the woman had never seen a ghost or believed in them, but now she was quite convinced as to their existence, and was of the opinion that what she had witnessed was the spirit of a werewolf from the Middle Ages, still earthbound due to its incorrigible ferocity. O'Donnell agreed with the woman. He believed that once upon a time the British Isles were full of werewolves, and was surprised that werewolf ghosts were seldom seen. O'Donnell heard a similar account from a Mr. Warren, who had the following experience in Scotland. I was about 15 years of age at the time, Mr. Warren said, and was living with my grandfather, who was the local minister. He was interested in geology and filled the house with fossils from nearby pits and caves. One morning he came home in a great state of excitement and made me go with him to look at some ancient remains he had found at the bottom of a dried-up tarn. "Look," he cried, bending down and pointing at them. Here is a human skeleton with a wolf's head. What do you make of it?" I told him I did not know. "It's a werewolf," he rejoined. "That's what it is, a werewolf. This land was once overrun with them. Help me carry it to the house." I did as he asked, and we placed it on a table in the back kitchen. That evening I was left alone in the house, my grandfather and the others having gone to church. I was reading when I heard a noise in the back of the house. I went into the kitchen. Nothing there. As I was convinced that it was only a rat that had disturbed me, I sat by the table alongside the alleged remains of the werewolf and waited to see if the noises would come again. I was waiting in a bored sort of way, looking at the floor and thinking of nothing in particular, when there came the loud rat-tat-tat of knuckles on the window pane. I immediately turned in the direction of the noise and saw, to my alarm, a face looking in at me. At first dim and indistinct, it became more and more complete until it developed into a very perfectly defined head of a wolf, terminating in the neck of a human being. Although greatly shocked, I looked at the face and marked each feature intently. It was unmistakably a wolf's face, the jaws slightly distended, the lips wreathed in a savage snarl, the teeth sharp and white, the eyes light green, the ears pointed. The expression of the face was diabolically malignant, and as it gazed straight at me, my horror was as intense as my wonder. This it seemed to notice, for a look of savage exultation crept into its eyes, and it raised one hand, a slender hand, like that of a woman, though with prodigiously long and curved fingernails, menacingly, as if about to break the window pane. Remembering what my grandfather had told me about evil spirits, I crossed myself. But as this had no effect, and I feared the thing would get at me, I ran out of the kitchen and shut and locked the door, remaining in the hall till the family returned. My grandfather was upset when I told him what had happened, and attributed my failure to make the spirit depart to my want of faith. Had he been there, he assured me, he would soon have gotten rid of it. Nevertheless, he made me help him remove the bones from the kitchen, and we reinterred them in the very spot where we had found them, and where, for aught I know, they still lie. So O'Donnell thought werewolf sightings were actually ghost sightings. But what do you think, dear listeners? Do you agree, or do you think they are flesh and blood cryptids? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If this is your first visit to my channel, please consider subscribing. My name is Warren, and I write and tell original ghost stories and original horror stories featuring such cryptids as the Night Floaters, werewolves, and the Black-Eyed Children. So again, please consider subscribing. Please help me to reach my goal of 2,500 subs. Till midnight, cheers. I'm losing my voice, so I couldn't do a big cheers. Cheers! See what I mean? Today's video was my adaptation of a short story from Elliott O'Donnell's 1912 book Werewolves. Text courtesy of Project Gutenberg. Pictures used in today's video, courtesy of Pix here, that's PX here, while the music was the classic Ghost Processional by that patron of the internet, Kevin MacLeod. Music I use so much, I'm thinking of making it my theme music. What do you think? Tell me in the comments.